Philippines. His open, direct, and thorough style of teaching has been very well received everywhere. He recently gave the empowerment of the Jew Sonta Ningpo, the Guya Garba Tantra, followed by extensive teachings on Ningpo Nipam Rinpoche's commentary, the Oso Ningpo. This was the first time this fundamental Nyingma Tantra was explained at such great detail and was greatly appreciated throughout those fortunate audience who received the teachings in the USA. So I'd like to thank Rinpoche for continuing his teachings with us. Over the last 3 days, he's graced us with his presence, and we continue that today. Thank you.
Welcome everybody for this our Payul Paimamani Dharma Center that organized by our Guru Lord Rinpoche here in Toronto, and which, as many of you have already experienced, starting from 2 days before St. Mandala and so forth, where we have gone through the program of explaining about what is St. Mandala and related with that about the Vajrayana and deity practices. And then yesterday, with the program, we have gone through the law of karma, that how we are existing in this world, not just by anything else other than one's own creation and one's own deed of the body, speech, mind, kind of karma or the action. So now today, that as you have seen this short movie on what is called kind of Bardo, so these all three are related. Everything is related and connected with our own self, with our own life. It's nothing else foreigner, nothing something separate from kind of oneself. So we have to learn and understand and know how to deal with one's life with understanding of law of karma, and then the practices of the deity, and then we finally come to our just kind of like a conclusion of our life, what is called kind of death. And then at that time, what we have to do, as today we have seen this kind of movie, which is like almost like 90% accurate, how it has been done. Only the differences of there maybe some kind of like the images. Other than that, it is all kind of 90% perfect according to the text. So now, since it is been announced or prepared for what is called discourse or discussion on all these three sessions, but earlier two sessions we didn't have much time, or maybe I talk too much. So audience didn't have enough time. So maybe it is my fault. So today, I will still just say a few words on the Bardo. About half an hour I say, but somebody has to stop me because I keep going on and on. So I will never catch up my time, So about 30 or 35 minutes. Then I like to have your own opinions or questions or any sort of kind of discourse. Before you ask me, I have few questions for you all. One is how many of you have been in the Buddhism? Can you raise your hand? Okay, thank you. Then how many of you have read the Tibetan book of Death and Dying, or you heard some teaching on this? Can you raise hand? Oh, that's quite enough. And then how many of you really believe in the kind of rebirth? Can you raise your hand? Okay. So yeah, based on that, then the kind of Bardo talk. So Bardo is a Tibetan word. This is not a Sanskrit. Because in English we have so many of Sanskrit terms within the kind of Buddhist teaching, because we could not find exact English words. So always there is substitute from Sanskrit, because Sanskrit is the origin of the Dharma, how it can exist on this earth. However, Buddha born in India, he taught in all those Tripitaka, and they kind of must have taught in this is Sanskrit or Hindi language. However, all the Mahayana believe that Buddha's teaching is on Sanskrit, and all the Indian believe that Buddha's teaching is in Pali, so whatever. So Bardo, which means in one way, just in between birth and death. That is one understanding of Bardo, which is also said intermediate stage. Then, according to this explanation, there is two. One is according to Sutrayana, that how Buddha has taught about the kind of Bardo or the intermediate stage, that such as like Vasubandhu or in his Aditama Kosh, that explains about this the Bardo intermediate stage of between the death and the new birth. That is one understanding. Then this, based on this feeling, it is more related with the inner Tantra, like a Ati Yoga Tantra, or the as you hear several times, the great perfection, which is meant by great completion, or the Tokchen. So according to that, what it is being taught by is the Guru Padma Sambhava. I think here also later they showed the Guru Padma Sambhava picture. So then according to that, there explains kind of 6 Bardos. So those 6 Bardos are like a Bardo of this present life, Kenya Bardo. The moment we born until we die is the kind of this present Bardo. Then after that the Milam Chuba Bardo. Then is the dream Bardo. During this lifetime, we almost all of us, when we go to sleep, we have dreams. So that is one of the Bardo. And then during this lifetime, the other is something Timdigi Bardo. That is Samadhi meditation, where we do, like a shamatha meditation, vipassana meditation, hatha yoga meditation, and so forth, so many different transcendental meditations. So that is again the third Bardo. And then the Bardo of kind of that Chirotuni Bardo, which is the moment we are catch up with some kind of condition that which may cause our death. So then through that until we really die, as we have seen here, the dissolution of the elements of this body is composed of 5 elements. How these 5 elements are dissolved from the just earth element to water element dissolved to fire element dissolved to the air, and air element dissolved to the just consciousness dissolved into the space. And according to that, there are all these experiences. One who is dying, oneself is experiencing all those. So anyway, that's what it is called the part of kind of like a death. That is the fourth one. And the fifth is which is called Chini Resek Bardo. So that is a good Bardo, very positive Bardo, very important Bardo. The Chini Resek Bardo is after you just die, then there anyway there is the like the in our being the father's kind of essential drop within our crown of head in form of a 6 level, and then the essence of the mother's kind of like the red bindu which is at the navel. And as one kind of dies, then the crown experiencing light coming down, and then from the navel experiencing red light coming up, and when they meet at the kind of heart, and then once it meets, then they are experiencing a darkness, which means that dying person become unconscious, kind of completely dark. And then from that day, once one wake up, then there happens the clear light Bardo, which was saying luminous experience. So that luminous experience is nothing else other than one's own true nature of mind. So this is how it is explained. This is not just only for Buddhists, or not only for the Vajrayana, not for only for the human beings, and that is a kind of reality that every single sentient being, including these tiny insects, or kind of anything, whoever dies, that they, according to the kind of text, the Great Perfection text, kind of like explains that every will go through it. So no matter whether you believe or not, no matter whether you like it or not, no matter whether you care or not, that's what it is kind of said in the text. Everybody will go through that. So I hope you may believe me. If you don't believe me, you can ask to our Cambodia, Kabuku consultation, and Tumum Bache. They are also very good, very great scholars, and rest of. We have so many great teachers. You can just kind of ask and clarify, and also you can read the translations. Those even the book of death and dying and so forth. There are so many now these days, more books. So once that happens, that is what is called clear light, Bardo, or luminous, etc. It is a one's own absolute nature of mind, and that there are the possibility if one have done some practices on these, as you receive all this teaching, and then have some understanding, and then also if you do practice, which means you try to get more familiarized, with your own absolute true nature of mind, not anything else. It is of your true nature of mind. So when you get more familiarized with those kind of like teaching and practice, then at that Chunya Bardo, you have like kind of 100% opportunity that you may recognize, or this is kind of one's true nature of mind. So that clear like here in the movie shows like kind of white light and very bright, but it is not a light like that. It is the experience. Your mind becomes just so kind of clear, and that is one important aspect of the true nature of mind, what is called emptiness. And that emptiness is just infinite and boundless, and no borders and no edge, no center. So like the kind of present space gives the space, how it is kind of like a infinite, how it is kind of like a non-substantial. So our true nature of mind also have that quality of kind of emptiness, and that emptiness, true nature of mind, is not just merely is nothing. It is there is that what is called luminous or clarity or kind of awareness, according to these kind of technical teachings that can use kind of luminous or clear light or awareness in according to the great perfection in Tibetan, where it is called Rebirth. So that how the infinite nature of the mind as emptiness, there is something that which is kind of like a equally pervasive and equally infinite, and that which is experiencing just as it is. And that is your true nature of mind, which is called Dharmakaya, which means the absolute nature, which means the Buddha Samhita Batra, the primordial Buddha. And that is called our own primordial pure nature. So in that way, where one just experience kind of like that in clear light. So if one recognizes, then instantly, or as in the movie also, instantaneously, you recognize you are liberated, means you become Buddha. So in one way, so easy, to become Buddha, very easy. If you don't need so many practice or so many things at that time, just recognize, that's all. But it is also so difficult. If you are not trained well, just easy to confuse. Instead of recognizing the movement, if you have a kind of tiniest, but a tiny teeny thought of just what is this? Then you already confused. So means that confused is same like co-emergently arising ignorance. Then you lose your whole opportunity to be enlightened. Then you started wandering again into the samsara. Then after that you go to the Bardo of Rebirth. That Bardo of Rebirth. So Kilalat Bardo, Chini Bardo, and then the Sivalege Bardo, that Bardo of Rebirth. So then there, as with the kind of this movie shows about kind of experiences of those, kind of, the Buddha, 5 Buddhas, 5 male Buddhas, in union with the 5 female Buddhas, and then all the, kind of like 8 Bodhisattvas, and then the rest of, kind of gatekeepers and so forth. There are, 42 peaceful deities, very beautiful. That more or less, kind of like at right now, according to the highest Tantra, it says it is within our heart chakra. Heart chakra, it is always present. And in the text it says all these 42 peaceful deities are right now almost a size of sesame seed, and with its complete figure in form of light. Not anything typical like kind of like a flesh and bone and kind of like that kind of thing. No, it's kind of light and tiny, incomplete. Because the deity, enlightened deities and enlightened Buddhas, they does not have any substantial, kind of like a form. It is all wisdom. So anyhow, in that way, it is existing here right now in our everybody's, but nobody knows. So nobody experienced, nobody could recognize, and then everyone is wondering as very, very ordinary sentient being. So that is the problem. Then the rest of all the wrathful deities, after those kind of first week, or second week, third week, and when you could not recognize those peaceful deities, then it is just kind of manifest the wrathful deities. All those peaceful deities manifest, transform into wrathful deities, those kind of 5 Buddhas and 5 Bodhisattvas and so forth, including some of those with so many different animals' heads, like what is called Unju Nishutabde and so forth, 28 of the great powerful beings. So, so that appears. And still at that time also one have opportunity that these are also not other than one's own, kind of one's own true nature of mind. All those peaceful deities, wrathful deities, all those Buddha lives, everything is not anything else other than our kind of the nature of mind, that which kind of like a manifest and which reflects outside. And when one recognizes that, then one liberates. Because those 58 wrathful deities are in our crown chakra, in our crown chakra, just as it is, as I said, same thing, almost like a sesame seed size and in form of light, all those are there. So when we die, then we don't have this physical body, and then all those deities are projected outside in the kind of atmosphere or in this space. And once you just see, if you recognize, again you just liberate, kind of like that. So anyhow, those are the what is in a way known as 6 Bardos. Then many great masters, condense into 4 Bardos, which is Kenya Bardo this lifetime, and then the dream Bardo, and then the Samadhi meditation Bardo is condensed in this lifetime, and the rest of the other 3. So kind of 4 Bardos. So now that this is the 6 Bardos are explained according to the great perfection. So then why it is called kind of Bardo, why it is called Bardo? What mean by Bardo? Did you get it? I explained earlier. In between? In between? No, in between birth and death. So that is the kind of like a I mean, until oneself is introduced to all these, Dzogchen teachings, still to that, everyone thinks like, oh, that is the Bardo. And other than that, one don't really, kind of understand. And then you feel like, oh, Bardo is very terrible, Bardo is very scary, Bardo is, is this maybe true, maybe not true, I hope, I don't have to go through that. How many conceptual thoughts may arise, we really don't know. But since it is the nature, everybody goes through that. And even going through that kind of Bardo is also actually, it is a good news. Because there are some who have created so much of negativity, like mostly what is called 5 heinous actions. So this you have to, I'm not going to go through all those details. 5 heinous actions, if one have committed, then one even don't have that time to enter into Bardo. The moment the consciousness leaves from this body, you just reborn in hell. So there is a kind of like how Longchenpa explained in this, kind of like not just Longchenpa only in the Sutra and Tantra, and Longchenpa in addition the kind of wish fulfilling text treasure that explains where is hell realm, how those things, animal realm, human realm, and the demigod realm, God realms, and all those very extensively. Each and everything explained, logical with the logical reasoning. It's not like that, oh, you have to believe like this, It explains it is like this is existing. So, my point here now is that those 6 Bardos, if that the Bardo is in between birth and death, then if all are kind of between birth and death, so it doesn't look like So why it is called Bardo? The intermediate state is according to the great perfection, is that where you are not in Bardo is only one ground, which is called according to the great perfection, the ground of being. So ground of being, some translated basic ground. So that the basic ground or ground of being is the kind of absolute nature of one's mind or absolute nature of one's phenomenon, which is called one's own primordial pure nature. So there is a state of mind, what is called pure consciousness, that the ground of being or primordial pure nature, where everything is perfectly, kind of enlightened with enlightened, kaya forms, enlightened wisdom, and enlightened kind of qualities. There is that state of mind. So that is actually the source from where every single being got confused. So based on that, there is a whole complete explanation, including like Garbha Tantra and many of the Dzogchen Tantras, mostly in the inner Tantra, there is extensive explanation. So if you could have opportunity, it is really good to study on those. Our Kenamachi is also here in Toronto. You could just study, and our Kenamachi is also here. As you know, there is the center and the residence here. Then many other campus and the Jugus, Rinpoches are coming. It is good to study. It is 100% beneficial. Whether you believe or not, it is just definitely beneficial. Whoever just kind of study and try to understand it, it's really, really beneficial. Because I myself also in the beginning, kind of, I don't know what is going on. What is that? What is this life? What is all about this? Kind of, and then, just entering into
life and education, studying and receiving all these teachings from my many great masters and study over and then read the Dharma book and then try to do tiny practices and then just kind of like going through such. And then, kind of it's becoming more and more and clear and comes to that certainty. Oh, this is truth, Oh, so, then, so anyway, according to that, the primordial pure nature or of one's, kind of, which is called Dharmakaya state of mind, that is the only which is not considered as Bardo. That is only not considered as Bardo. So, Bardo in one way is which means you are wandering. You are wandering, with any, somehow we think like we have some aim, some, ambition, and some kind of aim and object, and we are just trying to accomplish in one's lifetime something this and that, education and so many things we try to do. But in reality, we are still wandering. So, Kenya Bardo of the birth here, and that is Bardo because we are still wandering. We never get anywhere. And then whether we do this in a dream like Bardo or the meditation Bardo or that the kind of Bardo of dying and Bardo of that the Dharma, that the clear light and then Bardo of rebirth, it just goes on and on and on. And kind of it says, from beginningless lifetime, it has been just trying to do something and they get nowhere. So now, in all these teachings says this is the, kind of like a great opportunity. What it says, obtain a precious human form, very precious human form. Because while we have this human form, we have human brain, human mind, where we have the capability, understanding, intellectual knowledge, understanding and communication and so forth, that we could, kind of do a great deal of practice. Where that animal cannot do anything, Holy Ghost being they have the impossible. Even the demigods and gods also, they have just great deal of pleasure, enjoyment. Just life is very good, prosperous, happiness. They got so distracted with that, at the end when just come too close to death, then they have nothing done. So that is why this kind of human life is called very precious because we have that opportunity. So if we miss one time, then in the text says like you just got into a, fortunately you got into a golden island. Just everywhere is gold, rocks, gold, sands, gold, everything. And you just got so excited and just everywhere is gold, so you think, what is the matter? I pick up or not, everywhere is anyway gold. In that area, you even cannot find, even you look for a piece of stone, ordinary stone, you cannot find. So then finally, somehow, like, you wake up from a dream, like, you just, come out of it, and then you got into this world, and then say, I was in a golden island. And then they say, did you cross some gold? No. Why? Oh, because everywhere is gold. Now here is no gold. You're just stupid, They will say you're stupid. What did you pay at least some gold? So they're all right. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. Same like that we are happening. Where we have the golden island of the Dharma, practice of like, these 100 deities of the Bardo and so forth, all this kind of opportunity where we have, and then just take it easy and get distracted with so many this kind of samsaric things, including iPhones and iPads and computers and science and technology and history and taking care of dinosaurs, study about dinosaurs, goals and measurements, and then you look on mediums and just talking about this billion years, something happened, and you get so excited and just enjoy here and there. And then at the end, one has to go. One has to say bye-bye. So when that comes, then every individual is going to experience that what is just happened with the Sonam Tiring or Sonam The Lama says Sonam Tiring and the translator says Tiring Sonam. Like that condition. So don't know who is doing what for Bardo. So that they say, Tiring Sonam, so that dying person is not Tiring Sonam. So maybe just feel, maybe talking about somebody else. And then Rama is saying, Sonam Tiring, you didn't carefully, now you are in the part, okay, it's me, So confusing. So same like that, one gets confused and time is gone. So at that time, one is going to experience. Every single individual beings are going to experience all this dissolution of these elements. So at that time, then one thinks, I should have done something. I should have practiced. I should have, kind of meditated. I should have done something. But too late now. Just too late. So anyhow, that is the one danger. Like where we have a great deal of opportunity and still with so much of distraction. Besides attachment, grasping, thinking, that thinking this life, this phenomena, this existence is very real, and that way just kind of like you work so hard, just always there is hope and fear. In the text also say, hope and fear, and that way constantly confused and try to achieve something with the hope and try to get rid of something of fear, and then struggle, and then time is gone, and with that accumulating constantly all those karma, what we have done yesterday, all this karma accumulating. As long as there is accumulations of karma based on the athletic emotions, there is already cultivating seed for rebirth in samsara. Doing nothing else. So now, then we want to think, okay, then what I need to do now? If it is something beneficial and important, something very precious, something like a treasure, what I need to do. So out of all those Bardo, most important Bardo is this Bardo, Kene Bardo. This is also a Bardo, as I said, kind of those who are still wondering. Sometimes, when you look into your life, you don't know what you're doing. You're like, constantly wondering, like, kind of New York City in the subway. Early morning you get up, get into the subway, just enjoy and get down something like that, and then do something, and then you come back and get into that subway, and you come back and home and sleep, and then you wake up and then go, and it looks like it just ends. The ants moving like here and here and here and there and there, one day just die. So, if we are smart enough, and if we are clever enough, and if we are, obtain that precious human brain, human mind, and the human intelligence, and then this is the time that to prepare oneself, and also to help to prepare, kind of rest of all other beings. So according to that, the first most important is mind training of giving rise to bodhicitta. Since no time is gone. So bodhicitta, that they develop that compassion, sincere, genuine compassion to all these beings. All these beings are same like yourself. Always train your mind to give rise to compassion, loving kindness, and just caring, whatever it is possible you can. And with that, then you just kind of wish and want and do that aspiration prayer that you could accomplish your practice within this lifetime. And for that, only wishing and doing aspiration prayers and chanting, all these things, not necessarily you get there. You have to study. You have to listen more teachings and study, and whatever you study and whatever you heard about this teaching, you have to contemplate. Use your full, intellectual mind that to just kind of concentrate to find out the meaning, how far it is true, to gain that certainty in your being. And with that certainty, when you find that certainty nature of the absolute nature of your mind, union of emptiness and awareness, when you really understand that, then you have to do the actual practice with the meditation, kind of the dhyan, samadhi in Sanskrit. You just sit down and don't get distracted with anything and then do that meditation practice. According to the great perfection, it says the very sharp minds don't have to do too long, kind of years and years. About like, kind of even just very sharp mind, even within 6 months, one could recognize one's true nature. If not, kind of like 6 years. If not, then one lifetime. So in one lifetime, recognizing your primordial pure nature is a very, very great success. You have nothing else in this world to achieve more greater and more precious thing other than that. Means you are becoming enlightened Buddha. I don't know if you wish or not. I don't know if you are really thinking or not. So even I don't know even how much you really. I saw you raise your hand and you believe in next life. So that's what it is, kind of that importance and precious thing. So that way. Give rise to bodhicitta and then listen and read, study, and then contemplate, and then do the meditation practice, and then in meditation, shamatha meditation practice, tranquility of mind, and then vipassana meditation practice, insight meditation, then the great perfection meditation, that where you just do the meditation practice all the time. Whether you are just walking or sitting or talking or eating, you always maintain the primordial pure nature in that awareness, all the time, like our, late holiness, Venerable Teacher, he used to be like that, and like His Holiness, the Rinpoche and the Rinpoche, so many of those great beings, they seems like you just, when you look at them in some sense, like, oh, they don't speak English and they don't care about this modern, kind of language, and they don't carry with you, iPhone and all those kind of things. They look like just, we see that Lama, just where we just walk like this, kind of looks like what they're doing, But their mind is just 100% clear with their primordial pure nature. And when that comes, they smile. They know they are going back to their own primordial pure home. Primordial pure origin home. And when they pass and sit into samadhi meditation. Many of these great practitioners, they just sit. And physically, scientifically, it's dead. It's really dead body. All the dissolution, everything. But through their meditation, they hold, kind of in awareness, sit in the meditation, not like our holiness for 7 days. Exactly 7 days. Because every day we have been checking whether Rinpoche left or not. He's sitting in that meditation. Every day. Exactly after 7 days, then he left. So, kind of when he was in hospital like this, but after that, then we put like that. It says next day when you see his face is kind of glowing. Looks like he's just sleeping there. Doesn't look like a dead body's face. And the seventh day, then it just kind of falls. So, and some great masters, they say they gain freedom of their consciousness. Say, like this Rinpoche said, well, you don't look for my reincarnation. I'm not coming there. So one has complete freedom, confidence. Similarly, like Chadar Rinpoche, one of the great master, he said, I'm also not coming there because there is so much problem. I try. They don't understand. They never care. And they want to distract themselves here and there, and they think like this world is like something that they can enjoy. So what I can help? So bye-bye. Only there is time that could benefit, they will come back again. But they have never ever abandoned any single single day. Never ever. That's what is the commitment of all these bodhisattvas. When you generate bodhicitta, one just make that commitment until all these beings liberated. Think that I'll work hard, no matter who they are and what they do. Even most stubborn, very, very stubborn ones, they will never give up. So that sort of mind training practice one have to do. Okay, then stop here. So now you have your questions. Yes.
So I spent years.
Yes.
I spent years in dream Bardo, exploring the underworld. So you call it the other Bardo after death. And I saw the gateways and the geometrics and the gatekeepers. And I had guides, woods. It's like Yamataka, about as tall as this projector, big black skin. So in the dream Bardo, I was in that death Bardo. Is that me seeing things as they are, or is that an illusion of my mind?
It is in reality, everything is mind illusion. Everything is mind projection. Everything is one's mind projection and the experience. And relatively, in one's kind of dream, there are dreams that which is related with one's day life and habitual tendencies. And according to that, one may have kind of dreams, in that way. So even that, kind of like as you say, Yamataka and gatekeepers, kind of helpful appearances they are also one's mind projection. In reality, it is still kind of illusion, including the solid body, the solid kind of thinking and so forth. This is also completely illusion in absolute reality. But because of this, kind of mind just becomes so tangible, and kind of having that attachment, clinging, grasping, and experiencing like this is real, this is real. So that is why it seems like real, but it is all mind projection and illusion, same like a dream.
Was it to do that exploration?
Yeah. It is worth to do that exploration to understand the absolute reality, how everything is, kind of illusory, same like what oneself is experiencing in the dream. How in the dream, how it is illusion and nothing reality, and then that kind of experience applied in this their lifetime, which one thinks this is real, this is also kind of illusion. That is why there is again whole complete instruction for what is called dream yoga practice. Yes. Yes.
So in the death Bardo, there's deities, and then also it's from your mind, right?
No.
So is the deities is that more of like they're in Dharmakaya kind of form, and then the way we see them is from our mind? Is it like that, or is it not?
So those deities, kind of as in the kind of text, and as my great teachers taught, and as I repeated that same thing that these states are in our these chakras, and that again you are just kind of, whether you do the imagination visualization practice or whether you appear in Bardo, whether you appear in the dream, it is all one's mind projection. One's mind kind of projection as it's how it appears as the deity, peaceful or wrathful. More if one's kind of mind is more just peaceful with the kind of compassion and so forth, everything appears more peaceful. And once mind gets so kind of like a agitated, afflicted with hatred and anger, then even the projection is also very scary, looking like those kind of deity. There is no any externally self-characterized form of kind of deity. Yes.
So kind of to follow up those questions. So how do we distinguish whether it's illusion or it's the pure nature of your wisdom? And also how we get introduced into the first place? Like, just like you said, we all have the movie of Dharma. For example, wisdom, but like how do we get confused in the first place?
So it is very obvious we are confused and lost here now, just see. Something which is not real, we consider as real. Something which does not have inherent existence, we feel it has inherent existence. Something which is not permanent, we think permanent. Something which is not happiness, we think as happiness. So that is all, kind of the, anyway, delusion and illusion and the, kind of confused and lost, and that is why it is, kind of wandering. So, your question there, how one can identify whether oneself is confused or, kind of wisdom reality. So that, one have to, one thing is one have to study enough and contemplate enough that where one could gain that certainty into that nature as one engage into the practice. And at the same time, one also needs that proper guidance by a qualified teacher, a qualified master who just kind of helps you to guide on that path. And as one goes through into that practice, after some time, one could have come to a complete, clear understanding what that can be a illusory appearance or what that can be a wisdom projection. So one will reach to that stage to just even by understanding and then later by experience and then after that with the realization. Yes?
Yes, I was like, well, this isn't specifically on the Bardo, but I'm just curious about, I grew up Catholic Christian, so your opinion of, there was a couple questions, your opinion of who Jesus Christ was, and also, in Buddhism, there's this emphasis on personal effort, and it seems like, almost like this avoidant, like to me, like to understand who we are and everything, is, I have to talk about God, capital G God, right?
Okay.
So, what does the Buddha explain why? Because he probably grew up in the, in Hinduism, Atman is Brahman, right? God and us were, part of that, right? So, did he explain why he was so intent on personal effort to achieve enlightenment, at the exclusion of any kind of divine being? Or what was the reason for
that? No, in a way, in this world, that every individual being have one's own just opportunity or kind of like a capacity or potential or the freedom to believe in anything. No matter whatever the reality is. So reality, the absolute truth, is kind of like a treasure or like a kind of a very profound hidden thing that which is kind of like obscure to all the beings. So it is also not that much simple and easy to explain this is right and this is wrong. Besides that, that how Buddha born as a prince, that according to that Buddha, according to the kind of the Buddhism in Mahayana, he is actually just like on purposely emanated to benefit all these beings, and that is why he chose kind of like in India, that at that time also there is kind of like a great devotion into the spiritual path. So he on purpose chose that to be born as a prince of that kind of that Magadha empire's kind of king, kind of Suddhodana. Because in those days kings are the rulers and people respect, and through that it is possible to kind of help and benefit. And then as kind of those, actually there are kind of 5 things that he on purpose chose and everyone, and then if he just kind of like pretend as a like very ordinary as a prince and go through all those training, and then just finally he saw like those 4 things. It is nothing about, or there is a God, or there is a Vishnu, or there is Allah, or there is kind of something that and that. He didn't just kind of like went into through those. He just saw what is here on this earth based on the human beings. What is the reality that what it is going on as what is called suffering. So when he saw kind of like a mama giving birth to a child, so much, kind of, not like, today, like go to the hospital and do all sorts of, kind of treatment easily once. So in those days, like, mother gives birth in their home, kind of so much suffering. And then his mind wondered, why did this happen? And then one day he went out and he saw that, all dead. Oh, why was that? How that, people get old and what it is all about, old age suffering. And then later he just saw, kind of like people just die. Oh, what is it there? And what it happens to? And then he also saw people suffering from all sorts of sickness. So he saw that, there is suffering in the world. And because of that, he thought, in this world, everything is, kind of like a production of the cause and condition, assembly of cause and condition. So if that arrives in that way, there must be a cause and condition. By any means, we can just end the suffering. So to end the suffering, what is to find? And that way, he just kind of like wondering and thinking and then contemplating, and then finally he decided I must have to find out the truth rather than just enjoying here being as a prince and then having all this luxury. He didn't find any happiness and anything because he don't want to see that people suffering. So that he thought, no, I must have to find the truth. That is why he just kind of renounced everything and left out, and then meet with so many teachers. Even those times, there are many great Hindu saints, sadhus, and from that he received all those instructions, and then all the instructions, whatever he received, all those 4 levels of form garden samadhi, formless garden samadhi, and everything he practiced, and even just kind of like a, just abandon all sorts of attachments, and then he just kind of concentrate into meditation. So, 6 years years of kind of solitary meditation, and then he gained some insight, or still this is not perfect. And then he just went to put the guy, and afterward he gained insight meditation, what is called enlightenment. So according to that, he taught those three Pitaka's of Buddhism, and according to that, it explains only what is samsara, what is cause of samsara, what is nirvana, liberation, and what is the cause of it, what is the kind of existence of this being, kind of he explained, including all different faith and religion and their belief system, everything explained in very detail.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the teachings. May I ask sort of backdated question? Yesterday you gave a talk on karma. I somehow did not ask a question. If I can ask you that today.
Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned that we should lead a virtuous life, activity, behavior to generate compassion, to help others become great. Originally from Malaysia, so coming to live in North America, I find that life is quite competitive. People are quite individualistic. But somehow here in the university, we get wonderful people organizing this. So my question to you is, how do we still meet the challenge while we live a very competitive life in the city, yet we try to maintain those virtuous thinking and habits of action?
So in a very simple way, very simple way, I don't mean to say kind of negatively. One thing is, instead of being very competitive, it is more important is mind one's own business. We cannot just kind of like go through all sorts of judgment. It's very complicated. And so, what one has to do is mind one's own business, just say, what I need to do. So what is my purpose coming here? And what I need to accomplish. And for that, how I should study and how I should kind of work and how I should get my kind of things done, including spiritual paths or relative achievement of education. So that way, it is just kind of more easier to just go through it rather than just everything or like it is so competitive, so much of kind of this thing, that thing. That one will never just kind of like accomplish anything, and moreover one can, as you said, get more confused. So just do what one need to do and what one need to accomplish, so that one can be beneficial and helpful to all beings. So that again all about mind training. One try one's best to as compassionate, as merciful, as kind of loving kindness and caring, and not to get afflicted with anybody, no matter whether they are just nice or mean or causing problems. Just kind of practice of patience, and that way one just concentrate into study. So that will lead oneself into what is one's ambition is. Well, so thank you. I think it is over. Time is over. So I'm handing over this to.
So now time is over. So we want to stop here. And thanks for all your questions, which can really help to understand little deeper about all this karma and intermediate state. So anyhow, so now the
time is not letting us go more deeper. So we need to stop here. And then now, first of all, I would like to thanks to everyone here today, and also everyone who is during these 3 days. And especially, I would like to thank so much from my bottom of heart to our beloved Kinchin, who is great master, I could say that, yet kind and very humble, which we respect so much, and I personally respect so much. And also all the monks that who have come here and made this event possible. So I would like to thank each of those monks that, according to our Venerable Center's requested, all they came here and made this event possible. And also to all volunteers who work so hard to achieve this event. And then now the second, I would like to explain briefly about this purpose of this event. So the purpose of this event is to help the local peoples through the spiritual practice and to support the resources, the authentic Dharma and its lineage. This is the two main purpose of Venerable Center. That's why we established this center here. These two will gonna be our main aim or the goal or the achievement, whatever we can call. And therefore, this Venerable Center is trying to enhance or improve this Dharma Center in Toronto, and to also establish the study and meditation retreat center near Toronto. Therefore, Venerable Center, in short, we used to say PPMC. So you need to understand now me when I say PPMC, which means Venerable Center. I'm trying to make it short in PPMC. So these days people like short. Everything has to be short. Don't worry, our life is also getting short. And anyway, so the Venerable Center or the PPMC hosting this fundraising event actually. It is not completed yet, but the part 1 is completing today. So still it is going on tomorrow and day after tomorrow, which is we hosting in a different locations with our great His Holiness Karma Kushan Rinpoche, kind enough to accept our request and then to be here with us to grant his authentic pure lineage blessing to all of us. And also I'm very much hoping each and every local people here to be able to participate and join and receive all these blessings. So however, so the whatever fund that we can raise through this event all of this will use only for above two purposes, as I mentioned. So, thanks to all whoever supported so far and continuously supporting us to maintain and to success to achieve this PBMC's goal. So now it's time to withdraw our silent auction. So please come in front to receive your win. I'll say that. I don't know what is polite words to use here. I'll just use your win. From our great Kenshin, as I call in order. So, the first one is the life of the Buddha Thanga. So the winner is Dharma. Is Dharma is here? If she is not here, then we can contact her later and we can give her a letter. Anyway, so thank you to Dharma, who is contributing this donations and support this center. And then the second is the green Tara face wall hanging. So the winner is Spine Wong. Please come front and receive this from our great Kenshins. Please, yeah. Please give a hand. Thank you, Spine Ones, for your support. And then the third one is peridot and silver necklaces and earring. The winner is Alita Lee. Alita Lee. Alita Lee. If you are here, please come front and receive this your win. Thank you so much, Alita Lee. And then the Tedigna Stone Mala. Again, Alita, same. Oh, so look like she wanna beat more. Thank you, Alita, once again for your support. And then the illusion jewelry box. The winner is Kevin Van Bloom. Kevin Van Bloom. Am I pronouncing right? It's Kevin Fanbloom. Kevin Bloom. Okay, so we'll contact him later. Him or her, I don't know. Okay, so thank you, Kevin, for your support. And then the Buddha in the palm of your hands. The winner is the Cam Tran. Cam Tran, please come forward if you are here. Cam Tran. Okay, so she later, so don't worry. By the way, so this is all that they baked in this silent auctions. And I would like to thank to all of those who I know that they don't really needed these things. They just put it their name and amount, whatever they like, for just to support us. So thank you for all of them. This one more hand. And now it's time to do the dissolution of Saint Mandela. So now we can all go that floor to dissolution of Saint Mandela. And if you wish, you can also get the container of Saint Mandela that based on whoever donates $20 and above that which we made it. And then that donation box you will find in Saint Mandela room, and take the coupons beside the donation box so you can get as representations of Tara blessing from our kitchen. Thank you so